You're about to enjoy an It Takes Three Network podcast.
New Match, Newport's exclusive dating service. Are you tired of the same dating scene? Do you want to have your last first date? It's time to meet your new match. New Match is an exclusive dating service focusing on exclusive Newport clientele. At New Match, we're here for you.
Hello. Welcome back to Let's Talk OC, an OC podcast. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Liz.
And this week we are talking about Season 3, Episode 19, The Secrets and Lies. Original air date, March 30th, 2006, written by Stephanie Savage and directed by Mike Fresco. Summary for this week. Julie and Dr. Roberts announce their engagement and the Cooper ladies move in with Summer and her dad. Meanwhile, Marissa drifts away from Summer and the group while she seeks solace in the company of the bad boy, Volchuk.
Sure does.
Oh boy, I liked this episode, but as I was texting you, you thought it was frustrating.
I think it started out really light, obviously, because Ryan's energy and, everyone's joking around and Kiki's really excited about going out with Sandy. And then, as the episode continues, I'm like, okay, this is, so many frustrating points. Obviously, the Ryan Volchuk situation. Kind of Sadie frustrated me a little bit, too. Obviously, Marissa frustrated me. Summer, I feel like everyone frustrated me, and I didn't really have an MVP. It was kind of hard for me to pick one this week. But that's just my personal opinion,
No, I can't wait to discuss with you because, as always, I texted Liz while I was watching, and I was like, I'm crying right now. And she's like, oh boy. And I was like, well, we'll see if you feel the same way, which you said you did.
And I cried at the same part that you did.
Yeah. Before we do get into the episode, though, Mike, our buddy, Del_Vasto on Instagram.
Ice cream correspondent.
He does, our ice cream correspondent, and I love how he phrases it as the scoop of the week.
Oh, that's so cute.
I know. So he chose to pair with this episode Häagen Spirits Vodka Key Lime Pie for two reasons.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I never even knew that Häagen has a spirits line. Did you? No, right?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah. He says the two reasons are, one, Marissa and her drinking. And two, this is a flavor that he's never tried before and wanted to pick an ice cream flavor with alcohol in it since Marissa is starting to consume alcohol again and Kiki and Seth go to an AA meeting.
Clever.
Very good. And
Thanks,
I cannot
Mike.
wait to hear how it was. Hopefully you'll let us know.
That sounds really, really good.
Yeah. Okay, so the episode opens up at the bait shop. We have Summer and Seth. They are on the second floor, and they're just watching Sadie and Ryan. Summer is so tuned in to Sadie's body language. Her palms are up. That means that she's really into Ryan. And Seth is trying to reassure her, saying that Ryan wants to take it slow.
Right. So he says.
And Summer's like, well, this is a hot new couple alert, and you've heard it here first. Ryan and Sadie get up, and they're holding hands, and you can tell they just want to have some alone time.
Yeah, Seth and Summer are, ready to leave with them, and they're like, nah, you guys stay here. We're good.
Yeah. Ryan's like, we'll see you at home. And Summer says that she's really happy for them, which I thought was really big of her.
Same.
And Seth says that he feels weird, and Summer's like, well, I would only feel weird if I saw Marissa. If Marissa could see them together, then I would feel weird. But speaking of Marissa, she's actually also at the bait shop, and she's down below hanging out with Volchuk and his buddies. And Seth is actually the one who sees her first. And and then Summer sees and he's like, oh my God, like clearly the body doesn't lie.
Right. They're like
And
making out, touching each other all over.
yeah, which was so funny because Summer's like, ew. And Seth is like, no, I think it's saying touch my pooper.
Yeah, touch my pooper.
Because he kind of at this point playfully mocks her like, oh yeah, well, what does that body language say?
Right. And Summer does say she hasn't even seen or really spoken to Marissa because she's been staying at the trailer.
Yeah.
Because their parents are away, so parents would assume that Summer and Marissa would be staying at the Roberts' house, but Marissa hasn't been there in a while, so.
Right. Yeah, I know. The next morning, Summer decides that she's going to visit Marissa and also pick her up before school. So she gets to Marissa's trailer. She's banging on the door. She's screaming like, Coop, Coop, like open up. Meanwhile, inside, Marissa's passed out in her underwear with Volchuk on the couch.
Yeah.
And the trailer's disgusting. There's beer bottles everywhere. There's garbage everywhere. And so the banging wakes Marissa up. She tells Volchuk, like, you need to, like, go hide.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she throws on what I'm assuming is his shirt.
Yeah, and she looks so good in this.
So good. She's got, like, great next morning hair.
Yeah.
And Summer comes in and she's like, wow, you're looking good, Coop.
Yeah.
And she knows she wants to bring this up to Marissa, like, hey, I saw you last night with Volchuk, but they both end up getting phone calls from their parents.
Yeah, and Marissa's very hungover, too.
Oh, yeah.
So she's like, I have a sinus infection.
Yeah, which is a total lie. I mean, Summer clearly sees all the beer bottles around. And so they both get a call. Julie calls Marissa. Neil calls Summer. They're both back from their vacation, and they want the girls to have dinner with both of them at 8 p.m.
Right.
So they hang up the phone, and they both look at each other like, oh, it was my mom. Oh, it was my dad. Dinner at 8. Yeah. And Marissa's like, okay, I'm going to go get dressed and showered. And Summer's like, yeah, you're going to need to do a little bit more than that. She enters her bedroom, and Volchuk is just taking a hit from a bong. And he's just like, wake and bake, baby.
He's like, it's cherry.
Yeah, like what a hot mess. Meanwhile, at the Cohens, we have Ryan and Seth in the kitchen.
This part, I just was cracking up.
Ryan is so unbelievably chipper.
The way he like presents the bait shop to Seth, He's like, I like that place, the bait shop. Like he's never been there before. It's so funny.
Yeah, and he says how Sadie really likes the DJ and they want to go back out tonight because she really wants to get him on the dance floor. And Seth is like, what? You don't dance? Sandy enters and Ryan just like hits him playfully on the shoulder, and Sandy's look was like,
he's like, oh, you're in a good mood this morning.
So Ryan, he leaves. He tells them to cheer up. And Sandy and Seth are just like, what the heck is going on with Ryan? Kirsten enters and she's trying to be all sweet towards Sandy. And she's like, oh, remember our romantic dinner tonight? And then we're going to have a romantic walk on the beach. But Sandy is so cold. He's like, listen, I can't do this. I need to be in the right frame of mind for a date night.
Yeah, and Kirsten was so excited. She was like just as chipper as Ryan, so it was funny that Ryan like was chipper and then leaves, and then Kirsten comes in, she's like all chipper.
Yeah, but I'm like a right frame of mind to have a date with your wife.
Right? That's strange.
You can't even go to dinner with her, and I don't know. I mean, clearly this whole hospital situation has been such a red button because Kirsten has judged him on how he's handled it. And so he has kept everything to himself for the most part, like the details. Like she knows overall he's getting the hospital, but he hasn't let her into how it's going.
It's either the hospital or Matt. And we know that obviously he makes a decision to fire Matt, but Kirsten does know that decision. So I'm sure she realizes how heavy that is weighing on Sandy, but like, don't you think he would want to like relax with his wife, like get that off of his mind? But I don't know.
And he's just being so vague.
Yeah.
So he ends up leaving, but Seth brings up the fact to Kirsten, like, hey, Dad's been working a lot lately, and if you want, I'll be your date.
Love this.
Which I thought was just so sweet. And so she's really excited because clearly, I mean, what mother wouldn't be excited for any of their children to want to go on a date with them? Like, I know if I was like, Mom, can we go to lunch? She'd be like over the moon.
Totally.
Yeah. So as we know, Ryan left. He ended up going to Sadie's to have like a preschool makeout. And it doesn't really last long because he realizes like, oh shit, I got to get to school. But they make a plan to see each other later on because they keep getting interrupted. So like later on, we're going to continue where we left off. We get to school and we have Seth and Summer. They're talking about how happy Ryan is and how weird it is. And Summer's like, yeah, well, Volchuk is Ryan's kryptonite, which was so funny because she kept mixing up comic book references. And Seth makes a comment to be like, and she's like, I don't know what Marissa sees in him. He's greasy, he's dirty. And Seth is like all of us, where he's like, well, he's got good abs. And
great abs.
Like abs. And then jokes about how he knows he has abs. And Summer's like, no, those are your ribs.
No, they're your ribs. Good try.
He also compliments Volchuk's biceps, so Seth gets it. Later at night, we are at the Roberts because we have this special family dinner. There's champagne popping because how often do we get engaged? Which was verbatim. And Marissa and Summer, they're sitting on the couch, and Summer gets up right away. She's so excited. She goes over and hugs them. And Marissa's on the couch just like, are you fucking kidding me? But also like so doesn't care.
I know, it's like a strange way to. I feel like it was so hard for me to read Marissa this episode. I'm like, what is bothering her? Obviously, we know a lot of things are bothering her, but I'm like, okay, so yes, we know your mom has been married, 3 times now at this point. I thought you were happy if she's happy. Now we're mad at this, and then also she's mad at Summer kind of for prying a little bit, I'm sure, and then we do have the scene later on at school with Ron. Like, I can't read her. I don't know.
I think she's just, I mean, this was definitely, last week was definitely the beginning of her just putting up walls and turning everything off.
Yeah, she just flipped the switch.
She's flipped the switch is a perfect way to put it. But as, Summer is up congratulating them, Marissa's just sitting on the couch, and Julie goes to give her champagne, and she's like, it's fine, you can have a little bit. Marissa gets a phone call. She's like, okay, I'll be right out. She downs the champagne, and she's like, congrats, like totally monotoned. She goes to leave, and Julie obviously wants her to stay, and she's like, listen, I'm not going to screw up your golden ticket.
Yeah, and she's like, I have a friend who needs me. And she's like, Julie's like, but I need you. Like, this is a big, important step in my life. And Marissa just couldn't give a shit at all.
Yeah, right. So she goes to leave, and Summer follows after her. But Summer stops because she sees Volchuk's there, and Marissa gets on the back of his bike.
Mm-hmm. And Marissa sees Summer.
Oh, yeah.
So she's like, bye.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Kirsten and Seth, they go on their date. This is their first date. They're in the car. They're talking about the Yakuza film that they just saw. And Kirsten gets all reminiscent. And she's like, do you remember when I took you to see Fantasia? And I just miss doing things like this with you. And so Seth's like, well, we can do this again if you want. Which was so sweet. And Kirsten's like, okay, great. I'll pick the next activity.
It's so sweet. I like that we're utilizing Kirsten. Like, give her more airtime.
But I agree with you because we saw her help out Ryan, and now she gets to bond with Seth.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the car, though, Summer calls Seth, and she's talking so fast, and she's all flustered, and she's like, my dad and Julie just got engaged, and Seth's like, whoa, what? Like, Julie and Neil are engaged, so that's how Kirsten hears.
Yeah, she's like, oh, shit.
And she's like, oh my God, here we go. And she's just in a spiral. She's like, Marissa took off with the surf Nazi, and Marissa's in a slut spiral, and I need you to get Ryan to talk to her.
Yeah, which I didn't like that. But
no, I didn't like it too, because Seth is so hesitant. He's like, oh my God, but Ryan is in such a good mood. Like, I don't want to do this, but
It's also not his place.
it's not his place. And Seth also knows that. But again, he's being the good boyfriend. And I'm sure he does care for Marissa. So Kirsten and Seth, they get home. Seth is hesitant, but he heads to the pool house and he's knocking. And the pool house is locked because inside, Ryan and Sadie they have candles going. They have like a hot makeout session in progress. And Seth just keeps knocking. He's like, when the hell did we get locks on this? It's like this ongoing joke because it's been locked before. And Seth's like, listen, I didn't want to tell you this through the door, but Volchek and Marissa are hooking up. And so this like obviously instantly ruins the mood. Ryan gets up, he opens the door. Seth sees Sadie in there. Sadie leaves and he's like, oh man.
He's like,
dude,
hey, this is awkward.
Sorry, I ruined the mood. And so the next day at school, Seth asks Ryan, like, what are you going to do about Volchek?
And I loved what Ryan's response was.
Yes, me too, because Ryan's like, it's not my problem.
Right, like, what do you mean? I'm going to plan my date with Sadie, hopefully have it at her house so you don't interrupt us, and that's what I'm going to do from now on. Marissa's not my responsibility.
Yeah. And he says, she makes her own decisions. And he says this, like, the way I just delivered it is because I'm fire up, but Ryan says it in such a calm way.
Yeah, he does.
To the point where Seth comments about how zen he is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a funny version of Ryan. It's like a happy, chipper, zen Ryan Atwood. It's like what these
strange
mix.
It's like we're in the Twilight Zone.
Right. But we know how Ryan works. And Ryan sees Marissa in the hallway. She's putting away her books in her locker. And he goes over to her and he says, I missed you in class. We had that test today. And Marissa's looking like a hot mess. And she's like, oh, that was today. My bad. And then she drops her flask.
Ugh.
Yeah. And Ryan picks it up, gives it to her. And she's like, thanks, I gotta go.
Yeah.
So obviously this strikes a chord with Ryan. So I was just like, oh my God, her flask.
Yeah. Flask to school, like, not good.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we have Marissa. She's outside. She's on Summer's hood of her car, and she's drinking. And Summer comes out, and she's like, are you getting drunk? And Marissa's like, more like staying drunk. And they have this
sassy.
I know. This back and forth exchange about like, what are you doing? And then Marissa accuses Summer of being daddy's little girl. And it's just this hot mess.
What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say the one line I absolutely loved is that they referenced Veronica Mars.
Oh, I loved that too. But I was going to say the one line that I actually rubbed me the wrong way was when Summer said, oh, aren't you just the saddest girl in the world? And I was like, bitch, she is though. You don't even know how bad it is. Like, ugh.
Right. And it's so true because Summer, she sees her friend spiraling and hurting, but in her mind, she thinks it's so superficial. She's acting up.
Right, like she can get over this when clearly this girl needs a lot of therapy.
Right, and she's just hooking up with Volchek to rebel. Meanwhile, there's so much going on, but Marissa also doesn't open up.
True.
And she even says that. She's like, why do you even care? Like, you have Seth. Ryan has his new girlfriend. I'm not hurting anyone. Why do you care? And so it's true because Marissa, for how many episodes now, has decided she doesn't want to inconvenience anybody.
Yeah, it's true. It's really,
it's
so frustrating to watch.
Yeah, it's so sad. And, last week we saw her trying multiple times to hang out with Summer and give her phone calls. But when your best friend is so tuned into their own issues, as they should and have the right to, why would you keep trying?
Mm-hmm.
And the boy that you used to confide in no longer can you. So your safe space is no longer your safe space. And you've never really been that close with your mom in terms of getting, and exchanging feelings. Right. So she's acting up. But over at the trailer, Julie is packing and Kirsten's there. And Julie's discussing marriage and how they all can't be like Sandy and Kirsten, which Kirsten just gives her a look because if Julie only knew, everybody has problems. And Kirsten's like, are you sure you're doing this for the right intentions? There's no, he does have a large estate. And she's like, listen, Kirsten, like, I would live in this trailer if he wanted to. Not that I'm offering. But I would be fine. I have no agenda. And as they're bringing their boxes out, Gus, which we love our friend Gus, he's pissing on the side of the trailer. And Kirsten walks out. He's like, hey, are you our new tenant? And goes to shake her hand. And it's just very
And then
funny.
afterwards he smells it.
Yes! Ugh. He's so gross, Gus.
He's so gross.
So gross. But Julie, she gets to Neil's. She tips the mover. She's all settled in. She's jumping up and down. And then the housekeeper sees her and is making a face. And Julie's trying to speak awful Spanish towards her. And she's Filipino.
Yeah, she's like, I speak English, first of all.
Sadie and Ryan attempt to go on another date. They are at the diner. They're sitting on the same side of the booth. Which me and you have discussed same side of booths before. They are eating chili fries. They're laughing. And Ryan is just like, listen, we're good. Seth is nowhere near us. There's no way this night can be screwed up. And
yeah, because Sadie was like, oh, how romantic. Chili fries at the diner. He's like, that's all I know what to do, really. Like, he's in high school. What's his big romantic, like, date going to be? I don't know. I just see the way Sadie had some snarky remarks in this episode, which later on I will get into. I still really like her as a character, but I was just like, Sadie, what do you want?
I know her sarcasm was definitely
not
coming
needed.
out more, and I'm not sure if it's because she's just so frustrated.
Maybe.
And so even though things are going well, every time that it doesn't go well with Ryan, it's like another thing that's about to set her off. And because I was thinking the same thing, like, hey, you guys are teenagers. What else do? You get food, you make out.
Right. It's not like you're going to be going on these like elaborate vacations and I don't know, driving 2 hours somewhere. Like this is Newport. Like this is what you do. I don't know.
And hey, not for nothing, but since they've met, they've been through a bunch of things. Like, why not have just a boring, normal date?
And like they're very sexually driven as a couple.
Yeah.
That I feel like, let's just talk. Like, let's have a meal. What do we need to have a whole like fired up, hot, sexy moment all the time? We don't.
Right. But it's interrupted because Volchuk's gang of hooligans walks in, and as they're walking in, Sadie, she makes a mention that she has some good news, but she doesn't actually get to tell Ryan that because Ryan's doing his best to ignore Volchuk's buddies, but they are just being very loud. They're talking about Marissa and how Volchuk and Marissa are hooking up, and Sadie just gets up. She walks out, and Ryan follows her, and he's like, listen, like, she's like, every time we try to do something, our mood gets ruined. And it's like, how could they even predict that? You know?
And she also says she's not mad, though.
No, she's not mad. But she's just frustrated.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, so Ryan's like, okay, we'll leave, but like, first let me go in there. So he goes in there, and the buddies are like, hey, it's little bitch. And Ryan gets in his face. He's like, listen. He's like, I want you to tell Volchuk to meet me tomorrow morning underneath the pier. And then they start laughing. He's like, do you think you could remember that? Or do I have to write it down? Which just made me laugh because as much as Ryan is the badass with the fist, they could also take Ryan.
Right. There's a lot of them. They could have been like, oh, what'd you say, you punk ass little bitch? And like take him by his hood outside, you know?
Unless they know, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. So the next morning, Ryan's under the pier and he meets Volchuk. And Volchuk, of course, starts off with like snarky remarks about Marissa and him. And he's like, listen, whoever Marissa wants to be with is who she wants to be with. But I'm just letting you know I'm not looking after her anymore. And now it's on you. And you need to treat her right because she deserves it. Like, very calm.
Yeah, and I think Volchuk, like, understood. He's like, oh, okay. You're just looking out for her. Maybe I should look out for her, too. Like, she deserves that.
Well, totally, because as soon as Ryan, spoke to him very straight up, Volchuk, you could tell, definitely took it in. I mean, even his facial expression totally
like his whole
changed.
Demeanor changed.
Oh, yeah. So he definitely understood. And I feel like Volchuk, I don't know, he's just one of those dudes that probably could change, but he's so wound tight that it just can't happen. So after Ryan has the talk with Volchuk, he heads to Sadie's and he walks in and there's a dude there.
Sexy Bob.
Yeah, and Ryan starts assuming and he's like, wow, I screw up and you already replaced me. And Sadie's like, well, no, Bob is the one who bought the house and this was the good news I wanted to tell you.
Right.
And she's like, do you want to tell me what's up with Volchuk and Marissa? And Ryan's like, no, it's good. Like, I handled it and it's finished. And she's like, well, actually, I think my time here is finished as well. The house is sold. There's no reason for me to be here.
Right.
And Ryan kind of looks at her. He doesn't really say anything. And she's like, well, if I stayed, what am I supposed to do? Like, wait for you to finish high school and then follow you to college.
Yeah.
And Ryan's like, I didn't even think about this. And she's like, yeah, because you haven't thought about the future. You haven't had to. And Ryan's like, I just want to take you to dinner.
Right. Like, that's it for now. It's like, so it's typical woman versus man. Like, the girl, not to, like, bring sex into this at all, because obviously it could be different a lot, but she's always thinking ahead, million steps ahead, and the guy's just like, oh, I'm just thinking of now and tomorrow maybe. But it's funny because she obviously is planning on leaving and she's getting her ducks in a row, and he hasn't thought about having to deal with that. So he's like, I just wanted to take you out to dinner. So then later on when she says, well, he didn't fight for me, I'm like, pump the brakes, Sadie. I don't know, something about her this episode.
No, I agree with you.
Continue to vent about her.
Yep, no, I totally agree with you. But later on, Ryan, he talks to Seth. They have a bromance date on the pier eating tacos. Those tacos looked so good.
That station that you can, like, decorate all your taco with all these toppings.
My God.
Yes,
dream
please.
with all the different salsas and everything. But he mentions to Seth, he fills him in what happened with Sadie. And Seth breaks down his relationships. He's like, look what you've done for the girls. Teresa, you fought for her even though you didn't know if the baby was yours or not.
Right.
And Ryan's like, yeah, okay, that's true. And he's like, and Marissa, for 2 years, you pretty much saved her. And I love this point because Ryan's like, she was there for me too.
Yes.
Which that line, I don't know, I like zoned in on. I'm like, thank you.
Right. Like, you both weren't innocent.
Right. And then with this girl who's pretty normal and has no drama. And Ryan's like, okay, you're right. I need to ask her to stay.
Which is crazy to me. It's just crazy to me.
This is such a quick moving relationship, but whatever. So Ryan decides to buy a bouquet of flowers. He shows up to Johnny's house, aka where Sadie's been staying, and Bob answers the door and he's like, hey. And Ryan's like, oh, hey, I'm just looking for Sadie. And Bob's like, oh, she left. And Ryan's like, oh, do you care if I wait? And Bob's like, well, you might be here a while because she left for Oregon 5 hours ago.
Right.
Which is funny at the fact that Bob's like, you could wait, but you'd be here a long time.
Right.
And
he's like,
also
obviously
5 hours
this dude
ago-
doesn't know.
Yeah, but also 5 hours ago she left and she obviously didn't say goodbye. So Ryan is
that's
distraught.
Awful.
things are so awkward at the Roberts house. For a couple of reasons. So we have this very, very awkward yet comical breakfast scene
Love
with
this.
Summer and Marissa. They both meet outside by the pool. They both put their sunglasses on. They're sitting at the same table. They're reaching for the same jam, the same croissant, knife, and they're just like silently fighting over and pulling back the items of what the other one wants.
This breakfast looked so good.
I know. All the baked
the
goods.
jams.
Delicious. Julie and Neil come out. They are so chipper. They're planning a family dinner that they hope is one of many. And Summer and Marissa both get up. They leave, and Julie laughs. She's like, oh, sisters. Sisters. She's so blind to it. Later on, Summer's in her room, and she enters the bathroom, which Marissa, how nice, has her own bedroom.
Right? And they share the bathroom, which is like so cute.
Right. But they enter and they, meet each other in the bathroom, and Summer's just like, what are you doing? You have to go to dinner tonight at 8 p.m. And she's like, I'm not going to dinner. And Summer takes a look at Marissa's room, and it's a mess. There's shit everywhere.
Yeah.
So she calls Seth, and she's like, hey, listen, I thought you handled it. I thought you got Ryan to talk to her. And he's like, I did, but what else am I supposed to do? And cuts her off because he has to go on his second date with his mom. And so the dinner occurs, and it's pretty awkward. But also, I really liked this scene. Marissa, clearly, she does not show up. Neil says, hey, maybe, let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Let's
give her a few more minutes. That was sweet.
I know, like, she always showed up to dinner when she stayed here, and Julie automatically is like, yeah, it's because I'm here, and that's the reason why she's not showing up.
Right. I thought that was interesting.
Well, because in the past, Marissa has always rebelled against her mother.
Right, like, it makes sense. But we haven't, like, gone back to that in a while. So I'm like, oh, yeah. So, of course, Julie would think that the reason Marissa's not there is because she's upset with her mom and the whole situation. But she really has no idea the depths of it all.
Yeah, she has how would Julie know?
Right, nobody knows.
Nobody knows. But Summer is so sweet. She's like, I just want to dig in. I just want to bond with you guys. I think we live in a fascinating time. She's trying to make conversation. And Neil, he's concerned, and Julie, she tries to start saying something about Marissa, and Summer cuts her off. And I love that she changes the subject.
Right.
And Neil says, you know what, you Cooper girls are really something. And it was just very sweet for Summer to just be like, no, like, it's fine. Marissa, she's not at dinner because she's with Volchok. She's on the beach, and she's opening up and talking about Summer. And she mentions to Volchok how she's fighting with Summer, and then she catches Volchok. She's like, why are you asking all of these questions? Because he's like, you seem like a girl who deserves to be treated right. And she says, if I wanted to be treated right, I wouldn't be with you.
Ouch. And then he goes, fine by me. Like,
oh, yeah.
I don't care.
He's like, great, cool. And then he offers her to party. He has a vial of powder.
He wants her to bump. You want to bump?
Yeah. And she's like, no, I've never done that. I'm good. And she ends up walking away. And this is where she finds Ryan at the lifeguard tower.
Yeah.
Which to me, I'm like, is Marissa just walking the beach? She just walks the beach. She walks to the lifeguard tower, then she walks to bonfires. Like, you walk and you're going to find someone, But anyway, so she gets to the lifeguard tower, and Ryan's there, and she's kind of caught off guard. She's like, what are you doing here? And he tells her about Sadie and how she took off and didn't say goodbye. And Marissa is definitely engaged.
Yeah.
You can tell her whole tone changed because now she's concerned. They still have a vibe. They still have a connection, and you can clearly see it here because she cares for him.
Right. But then she fights it too. Like,
well, of course.
She wants to help, but then I guess she realized, like, it's not her place. But then she gets instantly really defensive and angry too, and she's like, well, enjoy, and just, like, leaves.
Well, yeah, because she asks is it better this way that Sadie took off and didn't say goodbye? And Ryan goes to answer and she's like, you know what? Never mind.
Like,
You don't
don't
have to answer that.
Yeah.
Right. Because she has closed herself off. So if you're going to go back into the Ryan, which is where I think she does want to be deep down, it's a whole mess because then we have to go into that again. And she sees that Ryan is so caught up with Sadie.
Right.
He's happy with her. Marissa does not want to screw it up even more.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So what Marissa does, she ends up going to the bus station. She finds Sadie. She tells Sadie how she's looked all over for her.
I was shocked by this. I actually forgot this happens.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, it makes sense for Marissa, but in this episode, she's so far from herself that I didn't expect her to be the one to go.
I think she's so far from herself of what she's letting on. But again, deep down, she loves Ryan.
Right. And she wants him to be happy.
Right. And she tells Sadie, like, I think you should stay. Ryan really likes you. And this is the part you were talking about where Sadie says, well, he didn't fight for me.
Yeah, she's like, oh, did Ryan tell you that he wanted me to stay? He didn't fight for me. And then Marissa's like, slow down. He was just a few minutes too late. Like, he arrived at your door and you weren't there. It's not like he wasn't going to fight for you. He was planning on doing it. But yeah. I was like, all right, Sadie, hear the girl out.
Yeah. And Marissa's like, you make him happy. And that's a really big deal. So after she gives her words to Sadie, she heads to the bait shop. This is like the night of Marissa. She tries to get a vodka on the rocks, but the bartender is like, no. And she's like, come on, I drink here all the time. And he's like, yeah, but you're with Volchuk and his buddies.
Yeah, okay, so why pick and choose when you're going to fucking give her alcohol if you know she's under the age?
Right. And then she pulls out the line, but I used to date the manager.
I loved.
All right. So before we wrap up the end, we have to talk about Sandy and this whole situation. So earlier in this episode, we find out that Sandy fires Matt for the good of the hospital. Matt defends himself and says, listen, Griffin takes kickbacks from vendors and he's a bad dude. And Matt's like, I can back it up. And he low-key threatens Sandy.
Yeah, he's like, I could blackmail you.
Yeah. And so Sandy and Griffin, they discuss the accusations, and Griffin gets really defensive, which, like, I don't believe Griffin's a good dude, but also if someone came to me like that, like, I'd get defensive too.
Totally.
You know?
Plus, Sandy's a lawyer.
Yeah.
So he's very good at, manipulating the situation or, like, getting you to say something. So I'm sure Griffin he knows that. So he's like, I'm not going to say too much in front of this guy.
Right. And he says to Sandy, like, oh, I didn't become a doctor to become rich.
Okay.
So Sandy gives him the benefit of the doubt. So then after Sandy fires Matt, he's leaving one of the evenings and he catches Matt in his office. And he's like, what are you doing? And Matt's like, I'm taking my files. I'm taking all the information that was mine. And if you're so sure about everything, you won't need my files.
Right. And he goes, you're on or something. What does he say? He's like, you better watch your back or something like that.
Yeah. So Sandy and Griffin, they have another meeting. And Griffin apologizes to Sandy for the fact that Sandy had to handle the situation with Matt and that he'll take care of it from now on. Which is so vague. Like, if I was Sandy, I'd be like, what does that even mean? Because, I fired Matt. I'm taking care of it.
Right. It's already taken care of.
It's already taken care of. And so he apologizes to him. Later on that night, Matt gets home. He listens to his voicemails. Which is like throwback to voicemails.
I know, right? Like nobody comes home.
I know. But we get one from the registrar, which is a local newspaper. He wants to talk about what's going on. And then Sandy also called him. And as soon as he finishes listening to the messages, these guys arrive at Matt's. They're slamming on the door and they just bust open and they put him in a chokehold. And Matt's like, take whatever you want. And they're like, this isn't a robbery. And they beat the shit out of Matt.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah. And so Sandy arrives to Matt's and he looks at him like, oh my God, what the heck? And Matt looks at him like, you don't know?
Yeah, he's like, oh, like you don't know.
Right. It's a mess. So to wrap it up, after the awkward dinner that Neil and Julie and Summer have, Neil and Julie are sitting on the couch and Neil says to Julie that this engagement is a trial.
I was like, what?
And yeah. And you understand that, right? Because this is to see if me and you and the girls can all live together. And not for nothing, this is fucking hurtful, Neil.
I was like, what? I was like throwing shit. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
It's a practical engagement to see if everything works. And Julie's like, no, like, of course, Julie's going to hide her feelings of like, of course, like, I get it. And Neil's like, with everything we've been through, we just have to see if this trial period works.
Ridiculous.
And then he goes, yeah. And then he goes, oh, I have to do some reading. I'll be back.
I'll see you in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what?
What are you reading? So Summer, she comes downstairs, she overhears this, and she talks to Julie, and she says, don't worry, my dad always gets like this. And Julie's like, to be fair, I'm not really worried about that. I'm worried about Marissa. And Summer agrees. We have Kirsten and Seth on their second date, and Kirsten was picking the activity. She brings him to her AA meeting. And at first, Seth doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to go inside. And he pretty much gives her an attitude.
Yeah. He feels she ambushed him and she lied. It's like, well, no, she was thinking that this was going to be a good bonding experience for you both. Not like she did it maliciously to get you to do something you don't want to do. But obviously she says how important this is to her, and this is a good meeting for him to be a part of. And so he does listen, of course, because he generally listens to his mother.
Well, yeah, because she says, you have no idea, this place has saved me.
Right.
These meetings mean everything to me. And he's like, well, how would I know that? You don't tell anybody. And so she comes back with, well, it's not like you ever ask.
Right.
And so she says, just give me a couple of minutes, just sit down, please. This means a lot to me. So like you said, he does agree. And it's a big deal because she gets her chip.
Her 9-month chip.
Her 9-month chip. And she thanks Seth for being there. And it was so funny because she's like, my son Seth is here tonight. And they all go, hi, Seth.
Yeah, he's like, okay.
And Seth just, looks up and he waves awkwardly. And she's like, the reason I got sober is because of my son Seth and because he's the one who believed in me and that I could do it. And this is the point where I just cried.
Me too. As soon as they get to the AA meeting and she says, like the woman says, my name is whatever and I'm an alcoholic, and you hear Kirsten say, oh, hi, whatever, I immediately was like, choked up. And then as she's saying her speech and thanking her son and everyone, I was like, very emotional and very heartfelt.
And even when, after she says her speech and she sits back down and Seth gives her a hug, he's like, I'm proud of you. So sweet. Ryan, he is back at home. He's in the pool house. Well, he enters the pool house and he sees Sadie sitting on his bed. And he's like, what are you doing here?
And then she says, you tell me. Another comment, I have to say.
No, I know. But then she gets up to leave and then Ryan kisses her.
Yeah, I'm like, Sadie. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
They're definitely, I'm remembering their relationship a lot differently. I guess when I first watched it, obviously I was very excited for this relationship, but this episode felt to me like they were two children that are very sexually driven and don't know what they want, and she's making him decide like he's supposed to know. And how could he possibly know? Like, you've only been technically dating for like, what, a week?
I know.
So it was very frustrating.
I mean, truly, the progression is just very fast.
Too quick.
And, I mean, let's take into consideration. And again, I have to go back to last week, but Sadie was saying how she doesn't want to deal with Ryan's baggage. Mm-hmm. She just wants, and Seth is like, don't worry, you'll have a boring relationship soon.
Right.
Soon. So then they try to do the whole boring relationship thing. And in Sadie's defense, I don't blame her, because what is she supposed to do now? She came to help her aunt. The house sold.
Right. Like, she's not going to stay for him to decide, like, yeah, we should do this. Like, what's she going to do? They've only known each other for such a short amount of time.
Right. And then for her to say, for Ryan to say, what do I have to get you to stay? Mm-hmm. And for them to just kiss, it's like, well, that's it? Dandy now. I mean, obviously they know they have to have a conversation, but
right.
Whatever. Last but certainly not least, Marissa, after she leaves the bait shop, she's fed up. She's walking the beach. She sees Volchuk and his friends. They're at the bonfire. And she sits down. He offers her a drink, and she says, and they start talking. And she's like, no more talking. And then that's when she snorts.
Yeah. And I thought it was funny. He says, I didn't think you would come back. I'm like, oh, so she just, as soon as he had the Coke the first time, she just got up and left. And he didn't think he was ever going to see her again, because I guess maybe he thought he made a bad impression with the Coke or something.
Well, yeah, because she said, I don't do that.
Yeah,
and
she's
that's
like,
when
well,
she got
never.
Up. I've never, right. But that's when she got up and walked away and saw Ryan at the lifeguard bar. But after all of that, now it's like, truly, here we go.
Yeah.
Welcome to the literal, like, this is the beginning of the spiral. I feel like every episode, and I feel like everybody who is with us and listening to us is caught up at this point, obviously, and they've seen what comes.
Right.
This episode to me is like, yep, here we go. This is what we've been talking about.
Like, buckle up, buckle your seatbelt.
It took 19 episodes into season 3, which that's pretty damn good, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
For someone's character to, it's just, here we go. But yes, that's how the episode ends. A very just sad Marissa, just poor Marissa.
It's just really sad. It's just really, that's it. It's just a sad situation that I don't know if it could have been avoided. Like, there's so many pieces that come with this whole thing Marissa's going through, and so it's like, who's to say like one tiny thing would change it? Like, if her and Ryan never broke up, or if her and her parents stayed married, like, you don't know what these things would amount to at this point in her life.
I know. So let's take a little break, and we'll come back with our segments.
Okay, cool.
Welcome back. We're going to go into our questions and comments. My favorite part of the show, truly, because I love the fact that we have such lovely people that write into us and share their hearts with us and tell us how they're feeling. But first, we're going to start off with our girl, Tish. Letitia_Dominique on Instagram. Hey ladies, hope you're staying safe. As always, I have trivia and some comments and after dark rantings.
Awesome.
I love that. Rantings. This episode saw a slight increase in views from 5.3 last week to 5.5 million this week. It has a rating of 7.4 on IMDb and a 9.4 on TV.com.
Wow.
Marissa mentions how she and Summer first fought in the 5th grade. I thought it was the 2nd grade.
No, I think she said 5th grade.
First fought in 5th grade when Marissa sat with Luke at the back of the bus on a trip to the museum. This was also mentioned in season 1, episode 2.
Oh, really?
The Secrets and Lies. This is a reference to both a 1996 movie, Secrets and Lies, and the 2003 TV series of the same name.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Excuse me, I never watched it. I just have
That was
to
sweet.
say...
Hold on, that was 2003? Wow, am I that old? Holy shit. No. Maybe I'm thinking it wasn't called The Secrets and Lies, it was just called Secrets and Lies, which they had 2 seasons of, and one was oh my god, what's his name? Ryan Felipe. And then the second season was Michael Early. Both highly recommend this show, but I didn't realize it was called, I think it's just called Secrets and Lies, and I guess the 2003 show was called The Secrets and Lies. So, sorry. Anyway.
No problem. I just have to say, damn, Michael, your ice cream pairings are amazing.
Yeah.
In relation to last week, when Summer said that Sadie was opposite of Coop, I thought she meant she's self-assured and gamer and sort of comes from the same working class background as Ryan. I'm so happy that the writers didn't just forget about Kirsten's drinking and love the Kirsten and Seth storyline.
Same.
I have to say, Seth is my MVP. He's just a supportive person in this entire episode. I love the line, ew, or touch my pooper. I get that Summer and Seth were looking out for Marissa, but they didn't have to get Ryan involved. Random question, but do you have an estimate age on Sadie?
I thought she was like first year college.
That's what I thought too.
I thought when we
So
first
18,
met her,
19?
she said that she just graduated and now she's working on her jewelry business. So I guess 19?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Like 18, 19.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tish.
Thanks, Tish.
We're going to go over to at Kelsey Nick Burke on Instagram.
Kelsey.
Hey guys. Yes, Kelsey. Hey guys, missed you last week because work was crazy, but I'm all caught up right now. Couldn't believe I missed the sex montage with the Bright Eyes cover. What an episode. Can't wait to never see Jess again. Anyway, this episode was great, but also made me sad, mostly because of Marissa. I just want to give her a hug. This episode went against 2 of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to teen dramas. An addiction or mental illness being a story arc and then never coming up again, and teen girls sabotaging each other, usually over a guy. First, with Kirsten, I like that her and Seth's storyline brought up her alcoholism again. Not in a dramatic, intense way, but just in a way that shows you that she's still experiencing this everyday struggle and that it didn't just immediately go away when she stopped drinking.
Yes, agreed.
Also, it might sound weird, but I really love this episode for Summer and Marissa. This is the biggest fight I can remember Marissa and Summer having, and it's such a normal friend fight. There's no real malicious intentions behind it. It's truly just one friend not knowing how to cope with her feelings and the other being scared for her and not knowing how to help.
100%.
It feels very realistic, and even though they're fighting, you can tell how much they still care about each other.
Yeah.
Yes. For real, though, Ryan is pissing me off. I like Ryan and Sadie together, and he deserves to be happy. That's not what I find annoying. He's being so dismissive of his relationship with Marissa, and I hate it. Last episode, when he compared her to Jess, I couldn't believe him. And then this episode, when he told Volchuk he had to take care of her now, like he was passing her on.
Like the baton. Yeah, I get
Right.
it.
She's not the fucking Elder Wand, Ryan. She's a person. Though I did love when Marissa said if I wanted to be treated right, I wouldn't be with you.
Right.
Marissa's not stupid. She wants to escape, and who better to do it with? It's sad and tragic, but it makes total sense. My final point, who leaves like 5 hours early to catch a bus?
So true.
Also, Summer looks so cute at dinner. Sorry for my book. I wrote it. LOL. Happy recording. Hope you're having a great week.
Oh,
Thank you,
honey, that
Kelsey.
wasn't a book. You're good.
Great points, though, right?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
good. So good. All right. Our girl Nicole at nshelton516. After everything Marissa had been through and her growth, I hate to see her spiral with alcohol and drugs and fight with Summer. It kind of surprised me a little that Marissa went out of her way to go find Sadie, and not because I didn't think she would, but with her being drunk and showing like she cared less.
Right.
Love the Veronica Mars reference.
Woo!
Thought it was pretty funny. I wouldn't have thought they would have been on at the same time, which they were.
Yeah, I guess they were.
Yeah. Not surprising, Julie and Neil came back engaged, and Julie being in the big house handing out money seems to be more in her wheelhouse than being on the porch of her trailer watching Gus pee.
So true.
Love Seth and Kiki time. I feel like we barely get to see that. Thank you, ladies.
Thank
Thank
you.
Nicole. We're going to go to at Muschik Vic. Hey, ladies. Hope you're surviving another week of quarantine. This is what I look forward to every week. I just hate that I had to binge it because right now, not sure if my notes make sense. No worries, girl. We hear you. Marissa is acting so mean, and now with the snarky comments since she started hanging out with Volchuk. I mean, she was finally in a good place with Julie, and now she's back to treating her like dirt. I feel bad for Julie because Marissa might be the reason Neil and Julie have problems.
Definitely. One of the biggest reasons.
Yeah. Why do you think Marissa tried to hide Volchuk from Summer, but then didn't care when she saw her leaving with him on his bike, and then when she questioned her about it?
I think she honestly didn't realize that Summer knew in the first outing of when Summer comes to the trailer.
Yeah. Right.
But then it's like Summer alludes to the fact that she does know about her and Volchuk, so I think Marissa just was like, I don't give a shit at this point if she knows or not.
Right. I agree. And then the rest is after dark. Thank you, Vic.
Thank you.
At AAW3115, Alicia. Hey, ladies. Happy recording night. Hope you're all doing great. I'm piecing together my post between babies, toddlers, and remote learning school instruction.
You go, Glen Coco.
I have to say, I love this episode. So much happens, and I feel like we're finally getting into the buildup of season 3. Wondering first, what are your thoughts on the adults' storyline? I feel like compared to the last 2 seasons, they have been slow and a little bit less interesting.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, the Sandy hospital thing is, we're over it.
What a snooze.
Kirsten, we haven't seen her and Julie work on New Match since Valentine's Day.
Right, it's been a while.
Well, and Summer trying to get her dad a date, which we knew that wasn't going to go anywhere, but we haven't really seen any developments with that.
Right.
And Julie, it's like yet again, I mean, I feel like the progression of her dating Neil, it's fine. You know, I don't feel like it's like a cop-out.
Right.
It makes sense.
I like that.
But I like that too, but also nothing's really happening with parents.
Yeah. They haven't utilized them in a good way, at least, for me.
She continues with, I do like that we are reminded this episode about Kirsten's alcohol struggles. I found myself almost forgetting about it because it doesn't come up as much, and the start of the season when she was still at rehab feels like a lifetime ago.
Totally. I can't believe that was even this season. It doesn't even feel like it was.
I know. It was so sweet to see her and Seth spend time together. We don't see them interact one-on-one. Overall, it's been nice to see her interacting with both boys individually.
Right. And giving them advice. It's good.
Have to admit, I teared up when she talked about Seth being the reason she got better and had stayed sober. It was really beautiful and sweet. Poor Matt, what a terrible thing to have happen to you. If you were Sandy, would this be the last straw for you and this hospital? As the audience, I really hope so. I'm over it. Yes, same.
Right. Like, it's been so hard to get them to work with Sandy with the hospital. And now when Griffin tells Sandy he'll take care of it and he beats the shit out of Matt, like, why would you want to be in business with this type of person?
Right. Wow, what a whirlwind episode for Marissa. From partying all night, fighting with Summer, to, dare I say, saving Ryan again, while his relationship, at least, what a selfless act. I think it really shows how much Marissa loves Ryan.
Yeah.
Would you have done the same if you were Marissa? I'm not sure I am that good of a person. I think I would have.
Oh.
I mean, listen, the logistics of it, looking all over town for Sadie, no. But if
No.
I knew where she was, I probably would have.
Right. Because they always say when you love something, you should like set it free. And if you really truly love that person, that you just want to see them happy, regardless if that is with you. And as much as that's like such a hard pill to swallow, I give Marissa huge credit for doing that. I don't know if I'd be. I know she does. I know she does, which is amazing. I don't think I would have it in me. Depending. If I was in Marissa's shoes, I guess obviously if I was Marissa, then yeah, I would be doing it. But I don't know.
Right. Like if I was in Marissa's shoes right now, where Marissa's just like, my life is fucked up. I fucked everything up. The least I can do is help the person who's always been there for me.
Right. Like let him be happy at least.
Right. Yeah. Do you think the scene where Marissa stops Sadie and the scene where Ryan tries to talk, when Ryan talks to Volchuk, were meant to be parallel scenes? Both characters are in their way, trying to make sure the other is taken care of and is happy.
Oh.
Do you think what Ryan said to Volchuk about how Marissa deserves to be treated right and that it's on him now to protect her, and what Marissa did to get Sadie to come back is comparable acts of love? I do.
Yeah, actually, I think that's a great way of putting it. I didn't really put two and two together until now, so thank you for opening my eyes. Oh. But yeah, definitely a parallel there. The way they go about it is a little bit different, but I guess, the true meaning behind it is that they truly do want these people, their, exes, to be happy, and so they'll go out of their way to make sure that happens.
Right. I mean, the fact that, that's all I could think about after this episode is, and I remember I got up and I told Aunt, and I was like, oh my God, this episode, it's when Kirsten and Seth go to the AA meeting, and then Ryan talks to Volchuk and Marissa talks to Sadie. I was like, and they love each other. Like, they both did these acts because they truly care for one another.
Right. Very non-high school, very mature.
Yeah. Yes. And so begins the spiral of Marissa. I think everyone just doesn't know how to help her, and I think maybe for her, their concern seems a little late.
Yeah.
At least that's the impression I got from the exchange between her and Summer in the parking lot. I'm not a therapist, but I would guess that what Marissa is doing is a classic cry for help.
Right.
Were you ladies surprised at how defensive Marissa was to Summer about how she was acting? I can't believe she did coke at the end. When I rewatched, I did not remember that.
Well, it all makes sense now, from now until the end of the season of, the downfall of Marissa. So, yeah, I wouldn't put it past her to do any coke.
Yeah. Finally, I have to laugh at happy-go-lucky Ryan at the start of this episode. This scene in the kitchen cracked me up. The things he was saying and how he was saying them were so not like Ryan. It reminded me of the dad trying to be cool and fit in with the kids.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I like that bait shop. We should go there more. So hysterical. Seeing how happy and into his relationship is, were you girls surprised that he didn't ask Sadie to stay right away? It didn't really surprise me that Ryan hadn't thought much about the future with her.
No, didn't surprise me at all.
Me neither. No. It seems like he is very much living in the now. It also didn't surprise me that Sadie had. I think that's just who she is, a very thoughtful person, which me and you did discuss.
Totally.
Liz.
Agreed.
After watching this episode, has your mind changed about them together? How do you feel about them as a couple this watch compared to others?
Yeah, thank you for your questions. As I said before, first watch, I truly liked them together. I didn't remember how fast everything progresses. I just remembered he was dating someone who wasn't Marissa, so I was happy about that. And now I feel like it's all too quick, too much, too fast. I do like them as a pair if they were on, like, in a different state, different timing, maybe. Like, I think they would work better. But right now, he's obviously, as she says, distracted. And so she's ready to make moves, and he's still in high school. So what's he going to do? It doesn't seem like they don't have good timing right now. But I do like her as a person.
This time around, I have much more respect for Sadie as a person.
Yeah.
In terms of the couple and how they're handling it, it's how I've always felt of they're not my favorite. I like seeing Ryan happy.
Yeah.
But they're just in two different places.
Same. Yeah, agreed.
Jillian loves Beyonce.
Jalance.
Instagram, Jalance. I cry at the AA meeting almost as hard as I cry at the intervention. Great callback. It's really sweet that Seth got his attitude in check and was moved by his mom's speech, but it still cracked me up at the end.
Yeah.
Marissa doing cocaine. Do you think part of why she looked so scared was Volchuk with his devilish grin after Trey assaulted her while he was on cocaine? Or was it just the cocaine, and did the song feel like a really poor choice to have both the sexy stuff and the cocaine?
I didn't even have Trey cross my mind, which is bad because obviously I'm trying to put myself in Marissa's shoes and understand where she's coming from emotionally. And so Trey is such a huge chunk of why she is acting the way she is. And I'm glad that you pointed out that he was on coke and that's the reason why he did try and rape her. And so, wow. Good thinking, Jalance. I didn't even put that together.
Yeah, to me, I think she was taken aback by it. And then I think for her to actually do it is because she's like, I can't feel anymore.
Yeah, she needs to escape life completely, whatever that may be. She was thirsty for an alcoholic beverage or multiple, obviously. And in my mind, I'm like, she literally could probably find alcohol like anywhere else.
Yeah,
but that's just me. I'm like, all right, you don't need to buy it in a bar where it's illegal. I'm sure you have friends and you could go to your mom's trailer. I'm sure there's ways of her to get the alcohol. So for her to take the next step, it's like, I'm desperate to just not feel anything. Yeah. And that's sad.
Is Misha acting completely flat on purpose, or is she just a terrible actor? It's so difficult to watch her spiral. I think she's acting flat on purpose.
Yeah, same.
Because in the scenes where she's acting very distant, it's clear. And then when she sees Ryan at the lifeguard tower, she switches on again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't like Matt enough to care about him being beat up. Sorry, not sorry. Sleepovers with teens who are half dressed and feel comfortable enough to open the door are just creepy.
Ooh. I like your sass.
Like you, Beyonce. All right, let's go over to Mimi Michelle, or Me Michelle. Mimi.
Sorry, Mimi.
Hi there, ladies. Here are some comments and questions. Marissa is really embracing the trailer park life. Do you think she justifies hooking up with Volchuk because of her living situation?
I didn't think about it that way, but now that you mentioned, yeah, probably.
Yeah, a little bit, I think so. Summer's quote, as long as you don't have any other infectious diseases, how so unfortunately relevant.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, especially for what's going on now. Love Seth spending time with Kirsten. There's not nearly enough moments with these two. But of course, Seth overreacts when his mom tries to open up to him. Glad he straightened out real quick.
Toad.
So when Marissa and Summer are fighting, are they still sharing a room, or did they finally find a spare room in the mansion?
Yeah, well, then it's true. Like they were sleeping together when Marissa first got there. So
Yep. Why do you think Marissa is more concerned about Ryan's happiness than with her own? Well, because I think she loves Ryan and she can't deal with her own shit.
Yeah, I think she's putting everything first besides putting herself first, just so she can distract herself from how shitty everything has gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And last but not least, is it bad that I don't care about the whole Sandy and Matt plot? I'm annoyed with Sandy at this point. I think we all can agree we're over the Sandy line.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
Like, Matt didn't die, so I'm okay. Like, great, beat him up, do whatever you gotta do.
I'm just over whatever.
Yeah.
But thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle.
At B-Side Poetry, by far my favorite summer quote ever is in this episode. Marissa is on a slut spiral. We need to stop her. Ever since I adapted the term slut spiral into my vocab and have admittedly had my own moments of spiraling sluttily over the years.
Love it.
Perfect. So good. Going over to
like,
our ice cream. Yep. No, go ahead, Liz.
No, sorry. Go ahead. I was going to say that I feel like in 2020, you can never say slut shaming. Like, you can't slut shame, you know? It's just not a feminist thing that we do in 2020.
No, we do not slut shame.
We don't slut shame.
Mm-mm.
But, okay, sorry.
No.
Hi, Mike. What's up?
Hey, Mike. Hey, Michelle and Liz. Happy Tuesday. So he talks about the ice cream. As you know, he picked the Spirits Key Lime Pie flavor by Häagen, which I think is so perfect for this episode.
So good.
He says that it also pairs nicely with the new relationships and the new beginnings that start in this episode. You have Volchuk and Marissa, Ryan and Sadie, Julie and Neil's engagement and the start of Summer and Marissa fighting and possible end of a friendship, and finally the beginning of the new and not improved Marissa with alcohol and drugs.
Right.
Any ice cream with alcohol in this would be great for this episode. Now to my comments. The end scene of this episode to me is almost as iconic as the TJ scene. I can always picture it perfectly. This is Marissa waving the white flag, finally giving in to her demons and realizing she is truly alone and she has lost all control of her life.
Yeah.
As we see, this makes her resort to alcohol at first and then finally coke to numb the pain. Poor Marissa, I'm starting to really like her character and I feel for her.
Right.
I love this scene at the AA meeting with Kirsten and Seth. For some reason, my eyes are always sweating during this at the intervention scene.
That's so cute.
Kirsten saying the look on his face at my intervention, he was so disappointed in me, but that he believed in me that I could do this. I'm not crying, you're crying.
Right. Oh my God.
I'm a little upset with Summer in this episode, but I don't know if it's totally her fault. It's so funny because I texted Liz and I was like, I love Summer in this episode.
Yeah, no, I have a feeling what Mike is going to say is how I was feeling towards Summer, at least in some portions of the episode. Obviously, when they have their fight out in the parking lot, I didn't like what she had to say towards Marissa, but I understand it was provoked.
Yeah, and I just loved Summer at the family dinner and, you know, how she reacted towards her dad and Julie. But as he continues, between last episode and this one, it seems like Summer isn't being a good friend, which to Marissa, which the two of you touched upon last week. I think Ryan also takes some blame because he moved on with Sadie and just dropped Marissa so fast.
Yeah.
I get their exes, but it seems like Marissa only had 4 friends.
Totally.
Summer, Seth, Ryan, and Johnny. One of them died. 2 of them are dating each other, so it'll be weird for her to third wheel. And one of them is her ex.
Exactly.
Who quickly moved on to someone else.
Yeah, so like, I totally get that. They're not purposely pushing her out of this group, but they're not taking into consideration how much Marissa needs all of them. And so, like, this is what happens with Marissa, like, as we know. It's like who does she fall back on? If she doesn't have Johnny, now she has Volchuk.
So she truly has no one. It seems like her friends aren't being good friends and being there for her. I get they're in high school, but still Summer should at least take some time away from Seth and hang out with only Marissa.
Agreed.
Since none of her usual friends are there for her, she turns to the one person who is there, which happens to be Volchuk.
Yep.
Marissa probably also feels abandoned by her mom as she just jumped way too deep into another relationship. We don't even know if Julie has ever talked to Marissa about Johnny's death and how she's dealing with it.
Right.
I get Julie and Marissa weren't ever that close, but still I think Marissa feels abandoned by everyone and she just shuts down. In season 1, we saw Marissa starting to abuse alcohol as a cry for help to numb the pain and deal with her problems. This is what we are starting to see again happen to her. But this time she goes a little bit further and starts turning to drugs.
Right.
It probably isn't good for someone with a history of substance abuse to do cocaine.
I'd say no to that.
Yeah, that's probably not great. Quotes. I have a 6-pack myself, Seth. And then Summer's reply, oh, Cohen, those are just your ribs.
Yeah.
Aren't you a regular Veronica Mars? Marissa says that. I don't get the reference as I've never seen it, but I like the show's reference of other shows' pop culture. Mike, what?
Mike, you need to watch
Hold
Veronica
up.
Mars.
Hold up. Everybody. right
Everyone
now,
should watch Veronica Mars, but
finish this podcast and then start Veronica Mars. And then let us know your thoughts on Veronica Mars because Alyssa and I love
Veronica Mars.
that was probably my favorite binge watch of 2000.
19? Yeah.
Ooh, that's tough.
It's hard, but
Schitt's Creek was 2018, I think, for me. Yeah, no, Veronica Mars by far my favorite
Same.
binge watch. So good. That's all I have for regular pod. Can't wait to hear your thoughts. P.S. I'm writing this on break in the cafeteria, and that's what Friends Are For. That's what Friends Are For is playing. I feel like I'm at Seth or Ryan's bar mitzvah.
Aw.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
So good. Fassel, our goof king.
Goof.
He's coming through. Hey guys, I hope you're doing well and staying safe. I have a goof for tonight's episode. Marissa says that the door to her trailer doesn't lock, yet when Summer comes over one morning and Marissa has Volchuk in the trailer, the door is locked
Yep.
and Summer can't get in.
So convenient.
So convenient. Alrighty. That is all for our questions and comments this week. Thank you guys.
Thank you
are
guys.
the best.
Yeah.
Some music in this episode. We had Oceansize, Luther Russell, Victor Malloy, The Surge, Paul Oakenfold featuring Brittany Murphy.
Oh.
Some fashion.
I loved Marissa's sexy lingerie getup when her and Volchuk wake up in the morning. I'm like, God damn. She's
so
got like
hot.
washboard abs. She's so flat.
I know. She's so hot. I loved her wishbone necklace.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's
Wait.
cute.
After Sam, my sister, watched it, she wanted one for Christmas. So one year for Christmaka, I got her I searched for like Marissa Cooper's wishbone necklace and bought her one off of Etsy.
That's so nice.
Yeah, I kind of want one. Maybe I'll get myself
Yeah, that's cute.
one. Yeah.
I loved Julie's blue tank with the like sequins on it and the headscarf.
Oh my gosh, that headscarf.
She's so cute.
I love it. I loved Summer's peach floral dress that she wore at school.
Yeah, I also liked her like red dress that she wore to dinner.
Very anthro.
Yes, very much. I liked Sadie's blue tank top when she came out of the shower with her soaking wet hair, and it's just tight.
It's such a Sadie look, a cami, flared jeans, and wet hair.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's quintessential Sadie. I liked Marissa's brown suede bag at school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she had her books in it. I just liked it. It had like a little emblem on it. I guess it was suede. I think it was suede. And then I just have shout out to Sandy's eyebrows because he's got the best eyebrows. And I don't mention it enough.
He does have the best eyebrows. Do you have anything else for fashion?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, so some quotes.
Coop, my hand doesn't remotely hurt. Her banging on the door.
When Kirsten enters the kitchen, hey, handsome men, and Seth and Sandy go, where? And then Seth goes, I just made the same joke as my dad. That's a bad sign.
I loved that part. That was so funny. I also have Summer, after she busts in on Coop, she goes, what you doing?
Summer, you may be Mrs. Cooper Nickel Cooper Roberts, but if you make my dad happy.
I cracked up. Cooper Nickel Cooper Roberts. Mouthful. Ryan, this is my favorite part. I like that place. The bait shop. We should hang out there more often. Hi, Ryan.
Have to say it again, or does it say touch my pooper? Seth.
Or Seth talking about Marissa. She's usually such a wordsmith.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It was so funny.
I like when Volchuk said that girl couldn't look bad if she tried.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, so he obviously is like super into Marissa.
Of course he is.
I mean, who wouldn't
Of
be
course.
physically at least? But I'm like, okay.
Yeah. When Seth and Ryan are on the pier talking about what Ryan should do with Sadie, and Seth goes, Ryan Atwin loves pressure.
I like when Ryan said, "You were never a fan of the dancing."
Yeah.
And my favorite, if I wanted to be treated right, I wouldn't be with you.
At least she's self-aware.
At least she's
you know?
at least she knows what she wants.
She knows. She knows what she wants. All right. Do you have your MVP and shittiest?
I do.
Okay, me too.
Okay.
All right.
Three, two,
two, one.
Kirsten.
Kirsten.
Woo!
For obvious
Kiki.
reasons, right? But
Of course.
what are your reasons for Kirsten?
I love that she's finally spending time with the boys, and she wanted her son to see that he was the reason that she fought to stay sober and that she fought to go to rehab, and she just has always been positive since she's been back, and you know, with her cooking and everything, and we don't really get to see her all that much, but I hope we utilize her more because she's such a great character. I love her presence. She's always positive.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, so Liz and I, we've always been big fans of Kirsten.
Yeah.
Clearly. And even with the Carter situation, like we didn't love that.
No, I hated that.
We hated it. But I love her, and I always felt that she is a good mom.
Same.
And last week, and this is the thing, when we say we want to talk OC, give us your questions, give us your comments. So this Instagram user reached out to us, and they are very anti-Kirsten. And they open up the thread. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but they say, do you think Kiki loses credibility after the drinking Carter and Jimmy kiss saga? All that in just 2 years, she's a terrible wife and mother. Discuss. And so me and this person, we went back and forth, and it was a great conversation because at first I was like, oh, the points I'm saying, like, I don't want to start a fight on here.
Right.
But we didn't. It was a really good back and forth battle. And at the end, we were like, okay, good chat. That was great. So we always love talking OC like that. The name in our podcast alone says it. Clearly, you guys send us all your questions and comments.
Right.
But it truly made me think of Kirsten. That made me think of that conversation I had last week, especially with this episode of how Kirsten has beat and has, worked out her problems.
Right.
And I'm surprised, and I should have brought it up with that user of, are they a fan of Julie? Because in my opinion, Julie's definitely a worse mother.
Yeah. Yeah. I could
Kirsten,
say so.
Yeah. But anyway, all that to say of that, we truly if you couldn't tell, we love talking OC, and always hit us up. Even if you don't even want to, reach out for a comment on the podcast, but you just want to discuss like a little thing.
Yeah.
Happy to chat with you.
Totally.
Okay. So shittiest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Sandy. Neil. Okay.
I picked Neil solely for the reasoning of he said his engagement was a trial, and so I just put a bad taste in my mouth.
He was my blue ribbon because no, dude. I mean it seems like such a business transaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I chose Sandy. I don't like the way he's handling everything. I get that he's so blind. He has blinders up of just wanting the hospital to be built, yet he's not listening to this.
Anyone around
Matt.
him, really.
He's not listening to anyone. He's not listening to Kirsten. He's turning her down. And it in the end, it did work out for Kirsten because she got to bring Seth and show Seth how much he means to her through everything she's been through. But, I mean, Sandy let's not forget, you hired Matt. Like, go with your gut. There's a reason why you believed in him. There's a reason why he worked so hard on the projects you gave him.
Right.
Clearly, Griffin is not good news. I don't like that.
Right.
It's just not Sandy Cohen we're used to seeing.
And also feel guilty that you pushed Matt to pursue Maya. Then you pushed Matt to tell Maya to do this for you. Like, you pushed him, and he was telling you the whole time that Griffin, he likes to be, you know, have this lavish lifestyle. And so, like, wouldn't that make sense what Matt is saying to you now, bringing it to your attention? But whatever. You'll get it soon, Sandy.
You will. We believe in you, eyebrows.
Yeah.
All right. So is that time?
Sure. We could do Patron of the Week.
Patron of the Week.
It's Patron of the Week.
It's Patron of the Week.
It's Patron of the Week. Who will it be?
It's Patron of the Week.
This week, our Patron of the Week is Jillian Jelance.
Jelance, girlfriend.
So, as some of you know, we host monthly giveaways on our Instagram account, and this month happened to be Gossip Girl themed, but we did do an OC one and One Tree Hill in the past. And Jillian won, and we're so excited for her. She won the Damn That Mother Trucker shirt. And she says she never wins anything. And we are so excited that one of our patrons actually won, because this contest is for everyone. And if you're interested in our giveaways, you should definitely be following It Takes Three Network on Instagram, and you can get the latest information, plug. But mostly, we want to congratulate Jillian on being Patron of the Week and winning the giveaway this month. We're very excited for y'all.
Congratulations, girlfriend.
Yes, you deserve it.
Yes. All right, let's see.
Woo!
You ready?
It's my time.
It's just crazy. This is for episode 20.
I know. 5 more left.
What? All right. Your haiku for season 3, episode 20. The day after tomorrow. The day has arrived. Acceptance and rejection. A sweatshirt party.
Oh, I'm excited for this episode. We're getting acceptances and rejections to college. This is going to burn or be happy, or it's happy for some.
Yeah.
I won't spoil where these children go to college, because I do know.
Children.
But I'm excited for them to get acceptances and denials. It's very realistic and maybe less drama filled than what we're used to for the OC. So I'm excited for that. Sweatshirts. I know what happens with this. Everyone wears their college sweatshirts. It's really fun. I'm excited for this episode. I don't know where we'll leave it as far as like Julie and Neil, Kirsten. Well, obviously we have to discuss, we can't just leave Matt hanging. Like, he just got the shit beat out of him. So we're going to have to go back to this.
Yes.
Sandy's hopefully going to come to the realization that, like, Griffin is a shady shit and he should have went with his gut and rehire Matt. That's just my prediction. Don't really remember what happens with that. Julie and Neil probably going to have a little bit of struggles, because I don't remember who said it before, but Marissa does play a huge part in their relationship. So unfortunately, I think they're going to have a lot of ups and downs with that. And yeah, it's going to be interesting seeing where the kids go to school, because not everyone goes to the same school.
That's right.
So I'm excited. I vividly remember like one part of this episode, so I will not spoil anything, but I'm excited.
Good job, Liz.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's all we have for this week for episode 19, The Secrets and Lies. We thank you so much for tuning in, and just seriously, every week, the fact that we have people write into us and at length, you know, truly bring up such great points that Liz and I have never even thought of.
Yeah, definitely.
So appreciate it, and it just makes the conversation have more depth and more enjoyable. If you like what you're hearing and you want to hear more stuff that we do, you can head on to our Patreon, ittakes3network.com/. theapple.com. We have bonus features up there. We do a Patreon exclusive podcast on the show Riverdale. That's wrapping up soon. And if you're an Apple Podcast listener and you haven't yet, but you're thinking about it, we would love if you rated us and left us a review. We want to give a shout out to Rackers on Apple Podcasts from Great Britain. Hello, friend.
Yeah.
Hopefully I pronounced your username correctly, but they rated us 5 stars, titled it Throwback. I just love listening to these ladies as they go through all old episodes of the OC. It feels like I'm listening to old friends catching up each week. Thank you for keeping me entertained. Well, thank you for writing your review.
Yes, thank you so much.
It means so much. I mean, every week we get our emails from, we just get an update on how the podcast is doing. And so when the reviews pop up, it's like, seriously, it's like Christmas every time.
Totally. Yeah.
It's
because
so exciting.
we don't have any way of viewing international submissions through Apple Podcasts, which is so annoying. So this app really helps us to see that, which is like, we would have no idea that this person wrote us a review if we didn't do it. So super thankful. Thank you.
Super thankful. And until next week, we hope you guys are staying safe, staying healthy. Shout out to all of our workers out there, everyone who is on the front lines and working in grocery shops and picking up our garbage, and just every single person out there. We are thinking of you.
Yes. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you.
After dark. After dark. Let's talk OC. Let's talk OC.
All right. After dark.
Woo! After dark.
As Aunt goes, after dark.
I saw Mike was like, I love the Anthony Zoo segment. I was like, yes, bitch.
Yes, bitch. All right. Tish girl. I totally forgot that Teresa told Ryan it's not his baby.
Same.
I don't care what they say, it's Ryan's baby. Heads up, here's a rant coming. I'm sorry, but this hospital stuff is stupid. Like, at the end of the day, they don't even go through at the hospital. Sandy gives it all up and sends Henry to prison.
Yeah, it's so predictable.
I know.
It's so stupid.
The only good thing that comes out of it, we get to see old Sandy again, but the story was a waste of time. Preach, girl.
Totally. We could have done something completely different with our parents here.
I know. It's just so boring. Oh, I thought Aunt was looking at me. I'm like, do you have anything to say, Aunt?
Does he have any pro Volchuk things to say?
Well, no. A couple of times when Marissa and Volchuk were making out, you just see Aunt, or you just hear Aunt in the background. Yeah, boy. There it is.
Get it.
Get it. Okay, so Alicia, just a few questions for After Dark. Volchuk eventually accuses Marissa of trying to make him more like Ryan. Do you think she tried to change him at all as the season goes on, or does she accept him for who he is?
Ooh, I don't remember.
I think she definitely tries to influence him to change a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Marissa's she's spiraling, but it gets old quick. I mean, the fact that she's like, I want you to go to prom with me.
Right.
And he does go to prom with her. And Ryan, they have this talk, and I very much look forward to that. If Ryan wasn't with Sadie, would Marissa have finally given in to Volchuk?
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe
not yet.
Yeah.
Maybe not yet. It seems like starting at this point, Marissa has kind of given up on herself and her worth. What are your thoughts on this? Misha has said in interviews that it didn't fit Marissa Cooper to basically be like, okay, and ride off into the sunset. Is it bad that I completely disagree with this? If you could change the ending of the season for her, how would you change it?
I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't change it because I think I've said this in the past, but like, it was ballsy and brave of them to kill off a huge character. And I feel like if anyone obviously was going to die out of the cast, it would be Marissa. I don't know.
No, it would be.
Isn't that terrible? It wouldn't be Seth or Summer or Ryan. It just wouldn't be them because Ryan comes from nothing and builds himself up to be this really decent human being, and maybe Seth. No, I'm kidding. But I don't know. It's just like not in like in the path of Seth and Summer. There's so much. Their drama is so childish compared to what Marissa and Ryan go through. Not meaning that it's not as
I think
good.
it's relatable.
Yeah, it's much more relatable than Ryan and Marissa. But no, I wouldn't change her. I wouldn't change her path. I just wouldn't.
As much as it saddens me, much respect.
Yeah, respect for it. Yeah, definitely.
If anything, I could see it just being she ends up going to be with her dad, and that's it. She just lives with Jimmy, and that's it. She doesn't die, you know?
Right. And like, but what would you see for her? Let's just say she stayed past, into 4. Like,
I don't know.
How would they utilize her there? Like, her and Ryan, I don't think her and Ryan should have gotten back together. It's like, how many times do couples break up, get back together, break up, get back together? It's just, that's tired, in my opinion, for plots, but.
Played out season 4 where him and her go to Berkeley.
Right. Like, they go together.
Mm-hmm. And we see their whole college play out. Good questions, though. Thank you,
Yeah,
Alicia.
thank you.
Vic, first off, I really liked the After Dark long song you guys posted on Patreon. It's a good treat. Great job, Anthony.
Oh, thank you.
I'll let him know. Thank you. He's very excited. He loved the extended version.
He loves extending any song.
He does.
So.
He does. Yeah. This is the beginning of Marissa's spiral. She is already drinking with Volchuk, waking up hungover, and now drugs. I mean, she was wondering why Volchuk was actually asking questions, and he told her you deserve to be treated right since his last conversation with Ryan. I feel besides the drugs, he was actually going to try.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He wasn't forcing her to do drugs with him.
He wasn't.
He told her he thought she deserved to be treated right, and then she told him if I wanted to be treated right, I wouldn't be with you. That threw me. I mean, is she punishing herself? At first, she was lonely, but now she's hanging out with him and basically told him she knows he won't treat her right.
Right. Yeah. I guess, in a way, she is punishing herself.
I think she's just like, I'm not here for love. I don't want to be connected with you. I don't want to connect that way. Let's just have sex,
mm-hmm.
and I'm going to get drunk, and we'll just get high.
Yeah.
And him, well, he's not going to push the subject. He's going to let her do whatever she wants, but did seem a bit surprised to see her when she goes to see him and looks for his vial in his jacket.
Right. Yeah, he does.
Mm-hmm. What do you think is going on in Marissa's head? Do you think she just wants to not feel anything? Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Why do you think it was important for Ryan to talk to Volchuk? Do you think he's just done with all the Marissa drama and really wants to make it work with Sadie, or he needs to be done with Marissa, but also wants her to be okay? I think he wants Marissa to be okay.
Yeah.
And I think Ryan is Ryan, and he cares because, like, last week he tried to fucking take care of Jess.
Right. And, like, he always has it on his conscience. Like, Jess was always on his conscience, so he went to make it right with her. So Marissa's, I'm sure, always on his conscience. And they did break up, and now he is moving on. And so he probably feels very guilty, but also very concerned. And in a way, probably feels like he has to make it right with her by telling Volchuk to treat her right, but also selfishly so he doesn't have to.
Yes.
Exactly.
100.
Which is a human response. I'm not faulting Ryan for that. Like, we all want to get rid of the dead weight, unfortunately, but you don't want to see that person go down to nothing or to harming themselves or being with someone who is going to negatively affect them, but also, like, you don't want to deal with that shit either. So I get it.
Right. Yeah. Beautifully said, Liz.
Thank you.
And then last but not least, we have Mike. thank you for clearing up about Teresa and her baby situation. I never questioned what was told to us. I just blindly accept it.
Right.
You're probably doing the right thing, Mike.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely.
Yeah. I think that Julie and Neil could have worked had Marissa not died, causing Julie to jump off the deep end.
Mm.
Yes, they rushed into things, but I think she really liked him and they had taken it a little slowly. It would have worked out.
If they would have taken it a lot slowly.
Yeah. What do the two of you think about Julie and Neil? Who do you like Julie with best? I love Julie and Jimmy. I'm not going to lie. I love Jimbo and some Juju.
Yeah.
But, Julie, she ends up having a connection with Frank, who's Ryan's dad, which is like so crazy.
Oh my
So
God, I don't even remember that. Holy shit.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure she has his baby.
Oh my God.
Wait, Aunt.
Wait, Ryan's dad's baby?
Yeah, hold on. Aunt!
Or the Bullet's baby?
No. Does Julie end up getting pregnant with Frank's baby? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like in the end, she graduates college, Julie.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure she has Frank's baby.
That is ridiculous.
I know.
But also
which
awesome.
is so crazy. Guys, please correct me. It has been a very long time. And again, this is one of those moments where it's like, I'm totally
right, like maybe your brain made you think it was that way.
No, but I mean, her and Frank do get together.
I didn't remember that. That's so funny.
Which, again, it's like, holy shit. I mean, out of all the people,
Julie gets around, man.
Hey, Julie.
I mean, who wouldn't want to get with Julie?
I mean, and right now and in the past, we were a fan of Julie and Neil. We
Definitely.
liked our Newly. And
until he said the comment tonight, but
yeah, like fuck you,
right? Fuck you. But I truly did like them together because he has the riches. Not that makes a difference, really,
it
but
helps, right?
it works for her lifestyle in a sense, and they did have this very magnetic attraction to each other and they needed each other, and so I liked that. And then I also liked that it would make Marissa and Summer like sisters, and it was fun. And all the shows always do that shit where they force friends to be siblings, and it's but I liked them for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first wrote into Let's Talk OC, I mentioned that I rewatch the whole series every year, but for some reason with this rewatch, I'm starting to enjoy the third season a lot. I don't know if it's because I'm only watching one episode a week and listening to this podcast that dives deep into each episode. Last week, the both of you said that you are starting to have an appreciation for season 3 as a whole and the role it plays in the series. I'm starting to also like it, but season 4, on the other hand, I wonder if that will be different this time.
I'm excited for 4.
Me too. I'm truly excited for 4, and I'm really excited to talk about it even more.
Yeah, me too.
Because, again, I say it every week, 3 and 4 are the seasons I watched the least. It's been a really long time since I've watched 4, so I think the last time I really went through 4 was with you and Sam.
Oh, so that was a while ago.
Yeah, like besides the Christmas episode, I don't watch 4. So I'm very excited to go down that path
too.
Again. And I hope so. I hope our OGers and our people who love to rewatch this series have a different take with listening to us and having these conversations of like, oh, wow, I never realized that point. Like we're just picking everything apart,
Yeah.
It's good.
It is. We hope that that's what we're here for. Like, that's the whole purpose of this podcast, is to discuss every episode in detail, have our opinions of our, 18-year-old selves and our 30-year-old selves. And it's like, maybe we changed your mind on some things, or maybe you feel strongly about it and we feel strongly about it, or, whatever it is. It's Let's Talk OC. We're going to talk about the OC.
Do you think this show you're an adult would like? Like, I remember my aunt would watch this on her own.
Oh.
and she was, you know, at the time this was on in her, how old is my
40s? 50s?
No. 50s, 60s.
Wait, your mom's sister?
Yep. She
Oh,
loved this
okay.
show.
Holy shit.
She loved the show. Aunt Grandma loved this show.
Oh.
Would watch it. So I'm saying because it was on network television.
Right,
so
right. Right, that's true. No, I think it was probably a show that my mom would enjoy if it was on.
I think it's more than just a teen drama because the parents are so heavily involved. Like, yes,
Right.
we talked about their life, but
Right.
they are very present, have their own storylines, and I think the teenagers aren't so annoying to the fact where you're like, I can't watch this, it's too immature.
Definitely. No, I think there's a good balance of all ages liking this show. Because they do push the envelope as far as, like, obviously the gun and the drugs and sex or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
So, like, it is a certain age group for that, but it could go in, you know, anywhere up until you're 90 years old. Like, I don't think there is any age bracket, really, for the show to enjoy it.
You know what kind of bums me out, though? as I'm sitting here, after we finished this podcast, right?
Yeah.
And I have, like, no one left in my life to introduce
Influence?
the OC to. I have infected everybody around me. And now through the interwebs of this podcast, and now I'm like, who do I introduce the OC to?
Yeah.
I need some,
my
new
sister
friends.
never finished.
Would love that.
Yeah,
Shanna.
Randy, I think out of all the shows we ever talked about, Randy would enjoy this the most.
I think Ryan would like it too. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I think he would.
Dudes love this show.
I know. We have a lot of dude following.
Yeah, I'm like going through my friend list. I'm like, I
That's
could
it.
force Kyle to finish it.
Oh,
you know, my
yeah.
roommates.
They never finished.
But I'm like, man, it's so fun to talk about this show.
I know.
I know we're not even done. And I'm like, what am I going to do after?
I know. And now I almost have that sense of when we were getting really close to ending Tree Hill Talk. And I was like so nervous to end because it was such a solid podcast and solid fan base. And like this podcast is definitely uplifted and rooted to a very high volume for our network, I feel. Obviously, I would love Gossip Girl to get up there like that too, but I just feel like I'm going to be really sad when this is over. Feel like something is missing, but you know.
And just the deep conversation. I truly, the people, everybody who writes in, I feel are so on my level.
Totally. Yeah.
And they're genuine about it and not just like, oh yeah, like Marissa's dumb or
right.
Seth said this really funny thing. It's like, no, let's dig into this and really, you know, that's my favorite thing is discussing these fictional characters in this world. So
right.
You know, our next show we will continue to do the same.
Of course.
And with Gossip Girl, of course.
Right. We still got a lot of that to do, so.
We sure do. But thank you, everyone. Thank you, Lissy, for this week.
Oh.
And, yeah, we'll see you next week for episode 20.